So Dr. Glenn Davies coming to you from the greenhouse for reversal NZ and reverse to T2 diabetes topol. And today I'm going to talk about vitamin D. And I know I've spoken about vitamin D before, but I came across a study this morning from the University of Copenhagen, and it just really made me realize just how important vitamin D is for our immune system. So how it works is that we have, as part of our immune system, we have killer T cells. Their job is to identify viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells and to remove them. But what I found absolutely fascinating is that the killer T cell has this little antennae on it, the vitamin D receptor, and before it is able to remove those pathogens or cancer cells from the body, it needs to link with vitamin D. So if there's not enough vitamin D around, those killer T cells are not going to be able to do their job properly. You know, it creates a whole lot of thoughts. You know, is vitamin D deficiency important in people getting cancer or not recovering from their cancer? Is vitamin D deficiency important for people not being able to fight viral infections or bacterial infections? Does it in part explain why we get more viral infections during the winter? So let's have another talk about vitamin D, because it is just so important. Now, I'm sitting here in the greenhouse. What's the time? Haven't checked, but it's something like 9 o'clock in the morning. Am I going to be getting vitamin D? And the answer is absolutely not. So we know that you can get vitamin D either from your food, from supplements, or from sunlight. But even me sitting here in a greenhouse, I'm not going to be getting vitamin D. Why? Firstly, because most of the vitamin D production by the skin will occur between 10 a.m. and midday. An excellent rule is if your shadow is shorter than your height, then you will be making vitamin D. But you probably need around 20 minutes in the middle of the day. And glass is going to stop the vitamin D deficiency. So sitting behind a window, that's not going to work. And also you need about 40% of your body exposed. You know, like just going for a walk with wearing clothing with your face and your hands exposed, you're probably not going to be producing enough vitamin D. And it appears that vitamin D that comes from the sunlight is superior to other types of vitamin D. But we also get vitamin D from our food, and important sources are oily fish such as salmon. But of course, the wild salmon is going to be better than the farmed salmon. Also think about mushrooms. Mushrooms are an excellent source of vitamin D. But if you're not able to do that, you will need to supplement. And cod liver oil. Cod liver oil has been around for generations, and it is because it is a high source of vitamin D. Otherwise, you'll need a supplement, and there's a whole lot of varieties. That one there is the Be Pure vitamin D supplement. Why I like this one is it's a drop. It's actually an MCT oil, but it comes with vitamin K2 as well. Other things that will prevent you from having enough vitamin D is people who are obese or overweight, and the reason for that is that vitamin D is stored in fat cells, being a fat soluble vitamin. So if you're significantly overweight, you will be moving that vitamin D into fat stores. It won't be in the blood and available. People with dark skin, because you will make vitamin D from the sun, and you will make less if there's more melanin pigment in the skin. People who are living at latitudes away from the equator, there will be less vitamin D, and of course in winter. So in summary, vitamin D is essential for fighting viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. and 42% of the world's population do not have enough vitamin D to perform those functions properly. So rule number one, get your vitamin D levels checked. In our laboratory, it's $42, I think, maybe $35, something in that region. Get it checked, get sufficient sunlight exposure towards the middle of the day, eat foods which are high in vitamin D, and consider supplementations with cod liver oil or with a vitamin D supplement. Thank you.